did it again. It screwed up my countdown. It stops at 5 and then gives me a 5-second delay. Thank you, technology. Ain't it wonderful? Anyways, welcome to Tuesday Night Live with Mechanic Alliance. We have Angie Blackner right down that way.
Hello.
Everything's mirrored around. We're trying to figure out which way is up around here. Anyways, Angie Blackner works with Omni Insurance Brokerage and is your contact, the Mechanic Alliance contact, for all things insurance. You want your tools covered, you want your business covered, you want everything under the sun covered, you can have it covered. Angie is the one to talk to get you set up there. But before we go too much farther, hey Marv, what do we got coming up in Mechanic Alliance?
we always got stuff coming up. We've got the videos are done that Eric's been editing and all that. We're getting those now loaded here shortly on Mechanic Alliance. So those are coming for the training. The training's been going great. Met with a tech today who's taken the class. We're actually doing a one-on-one with him right now. I am personally. We're just excited about what's going on. The guys are liking it. We're helping guys get better jobs. We're writing resumes. We're helping guys. Got another guy that reached in tonight wanting to open his shop. Got a lot of you out there. And Angie's the one to help you with that. And I'll give you a little tidbit. Her brother owns a shop, so she knows a little bit about this industry. So, yeah, we have lots of great stuff. Just keep on hanging on because we're not stopping.
Absolutely. So, Angie, tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, and we'll dive into the good stuff.
I'm Angie Blackner, and I was born in Salt Lake City. Grew up there most of my life. Moved down to St. George about 3 years ago. And started working with Omni Insurance. I'm kind of a nerd. It's my passion. I love to feel like I'm helping people. I love the scenery down here. I'm just sick of the snow, and St. George has it all.
Now, before we get into everything, Angie, are you just in Utah, or can you write nationwide?
I can write nationwide.
Marv had the background noise pulled up.
That wasn't me. That was Dave. I had to open the deal.
Marv's always trying to mute me.
I'm always screwing something up, Angie. It's just what happens.
Oh,
but we don't care.
You see this on my lip? Marv and I were in the car the other day, and he said, "Shut up," and I didn't. So, yeah, exactly.
Smacked you like a teenager.
But I got to tell you, Angie gave that plug already. But let me tell you guys, car insurance, she's the one too. I'm driving up to Salt Lake one day. She reminds me because these guys will tell you he forgets everything, and even off my calendar. And she says, "Hey Marv, knock knock. I don't have the paperwork you need." Oh my crap! It's 5 o'clock. It was after. It was like 6:30. Friday evening, and she's getting the stuff and getting it done. So I didn't do that. 6:30 Friday evening, and she see it went again. I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's awesome, absolutely awesome. And if you want somebody in your back corner, she's it. I'm going to shut up. It's her turn.
Bobby says Mechanic Alliance, ambitious but rubbish.
I think we boot him out tonight, right? You give him the hammer out of the group.
Can I hammer an admin? I think I can.
I think you can.
Bobby, we're coming for you.
You got it.
Anyways, so yes, Zach is asking, does she sell commercial shop insurance?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're on.
That's a great one-word answer. Fantastic.
Yes, I sell everything commercial and personal lines. I just do not do life and health.
We have other hookups for the health insurance. So
and health share.
Yeah. Sometime soon we're going to work on getting that up. And anyways, Bobby's taunting me from the comment section. Anyways, so a little bit of background. We've had Greg KD in Colorado. There have been a lot of shops getting broken into. He had some undisclosed amount of tools stolen. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So tell us what kinds of options we have, to the guys that, to cover their investment in tools, which can range anywhere from a couple $1,000s to we've seen guys, rolling into the $100,000 plus territory, because we know that's the most tangible thing we've got.
Well, and and tools are really expensive. That's your livelihood. It depends on, there's two insurances that you would want. You would want one that's called BPP, which is business personal property. That's if all the tools stay at the business. You want to list everything. You can list them out. You can list your big items, anything over $2,500. You can schedule them. Or if you're a mobile guy, you would want inland marine. And you can also list or just do like a blanket insurance, but you would want to put everything under there.
Now, Angie, a lot of these texts that we've got here, they're employees of a shop. Does the owner's insurance policy cover their tools?
Not necessarily. They could cover it under the shop, or each employee can get a small policy just to cover their tools as well.
In your experience, do most of the shop owners opt to have the coverage that covers their employees' tools?
Yes. So a lot of them will list all of their employees' tools as well. That includes, you can put toolboxes in there also.
Mm-hmm.
So now an interesting question. Bobby gave us some value. Thanks, Bobby. How do we go about valuing our tools for the insurance policy? I mean, is there some good way that insurance companies like to see things inventoried? I've heard video is useful as a, hey, here's what I've got, and hit on the high points.
For the most part, on a business personal property, you would kind of list them as actual cash value. An inland marine policy, you can list them as replacement cost, but the policy is going to be more because they would give you as of now replacement cost.
Okay.
Which does bring up that comment or question, because Greg asked earlier, I guess, with his tools, they were, and I don't know how yours works, Angie, but what was it they were doing, Eric? You talked to him.
Let me pull it up real quick. They said they were devaluing his tools based on, let me pull up the message. Insurance company is depreciating my tools, or wants to, based on their response. They're devaluing them based on a lower price than he paid.
So that is actual cash value, and they depreciate tools every year. So however long you've had them, they'll depreciate that.
See, and that's where us mechanics get stuck, because working for somebody, we don't get to, in some states, take the depreciation.
Right.
Wow.
Yep. They'll do it. Like, I mean, it's actual cash value is kind of a hard one because it's like they want to give you the value of like a yard sale, kind of.
Okay.
So to say.
Is there a stated tool value policy option?
You can schedule tools and you can do a stated value. Yes.
Okay.
You'd want to list them out.
Pat Grant out of Texas is saying we can't depreciate on our taxes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Utah too. And that's why we teach some of these guys to go on their own, because it's just, they'll spend $100,000 and not be able to depreciate it, Angie, as your brother probably knows, well, or knew before he owned the shop. So that's really the bad deal. You do have, Travis asked, so I'm curious about a blanket policy for a mobile repair business. I would also like to look into personal liability. We already got two people want to talk to you. But mobile blanket, something on that blanket policy, mobile repair business?
So that you would do the general liability. Also, you would want the commercial auto for the vehicle, but you would want an inland marine policy for a mobile. And you can schedule out everything over 2,500, and then you would blanket anything under. You can blanket the whole entire thing if you would like to, if you feel like you don't want to get replacement cost out of them.
Very good. I was just pulling the ticker down for a quick second so that way I can copy the information I got there so I can put it up in the group. So that way they've got your contact information quick and easy.
And then as this rolls after tonight, it'll be on there for other guys too. So,
yep, this gets to live on forever in YouTube infamy.
Great.
Oh no, it's no pressure. You're doing great. Let's see here. So Bobby comes back and says, yeah, but the market for used tool really doesn't depreciate. You're still paying somewhere between 50 and 75% of the original value if you were to buy them on eBay, for instance. So where do they get the value for these?
A lot of adjusters will look it up and then they'll depreciate a percentage per year.
Because I know my 9/16 wrench hasn't changed in 20 years.
The cost has.
It's gone up.
Yeah. So how do they go? Is it better to have like an Excel sheet, take pictures, take videos, go to their, I mean, I know these guys aren't saving their receipts for these tools they bought. I guarantee you 80% of them haven't.
It really is wise to keep a spreadsheet of how much you paid for it, what day you bought it, just like a receipt, kind of just put it on a spreadsheet. Taking pictures is huge.
I would think.
Because anytime anything is stolen, usually the adjuster would like something like that. And if you've got a picture of it, then they can try and match it as much as they can.
Yeah. So what does it Pat Grant has every single receipt. Of course you do, Pat. This guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. This guy's an animal as a tech. It's amazing what he kicks out every week. So Bobby says, okay, so it's just a straight percentage then.
Yes, they take a percentage to do actual cash value at the depreciation.
Okay.
Wow. Let's see here. Matt Early says, I hear some policies only cover tools 10-year and newer.
Some of them do, but you can also go back and you can find a carrier that will do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
wrench, right?
Just having serials numbers also helps.
yeah. But not all of our tools are serialized. So
No. Just for equipment. Some of these big machines, like, you're running the
big equipment.
the state IMs.
Yes.
You want to list those.
Yeah. But I imagine there's also some very unique rules when it comes to the state IM equipment. There's probably some, is that considered state property or is that your property because now you have to own it to be able to do stuff for the state?
Yeah, if you're buying the machine, you'll want to cover it.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you're leasing it or whatever. Yeah, I would
Got
think.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
The
see here.
diagnostic testers, you want to list those individually because a lot of those get expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've seen guys spend many thousands of dollars on scan tools. That's
Yep.
easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some guys have a collection of those things going back to the big massive bricks that are kind of not useful anymore. Like Marv has one, I'm sure.
Some of us still use them, don't we, Kevin Meyer? They work out great for us at the right time.
I do want to mention, some of these mobile guys, if you've got a trailer, you want your trailer covered separately because if the trailer is stolen and all the tools inside, they won't cover the tools, just the trailer is covered. So you want two separate coverages.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
So Zach asks, in a commercial policy, am I covered? And if employee drives a customer car home in the customer's car, so if he has to do some drivability stuff and takes the car from the shop overnight, how is that covered?
That's under garage keepers. And then you also want hired and non-owned.
Okay.
Because the garage keepers for anything physically that would happen to that auto.
Okay.
Or if somebody steals the car.
Zach was getting mad at me in the comments. Ask my question. Working on it, Zach. Trying to get the right edge in here. Wanted to make sure I wasn't over talking other questions. You happy now? Jeez.
Yeah. So basically, if you're going to drive them, you definitely want the hired and non-owned auto on the policy.
Let's see here. Travis comes back, still on the depreciation subject. So, what is the price difference on a replacement value versus a depreciated policy? And I imagine that's something we're going to have to look at on a case by case basis.
Yeah. Yep, they would. Because I don't have those figures because an adjuster is always going to have to look at it before I do.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing. And the adjuster comes out and they want to say, "Oh, it was only worth this much."
Yes.
Oh, we've done the insurance
research.
body shop game.
Is there any sort of criteria? I mean, a lot of these shops do have cameras, which this guy that broke into these places in Denver knew to keep his head down, wore a hoodie. He was actually packing a pistol in all the places, in his hand. Is there anything that needs to meet certain criteria that way, or?
No, shop owners can do everything right by having security cameras and alarms, and people are still going to get past it. And unless they can find out who did it, there's really nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
But is there would their rates be adjusted based on security systems that they have in place?
There are discounts for security systems.
Okay.
You also get a discount if your business is sprinklered.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And they're not talking about taking your garden hose and
Right.
putting your little whirly bird on top.
Right.
Sounds like something Eric's done.
Allegedly.
Or tried to do.
Allegedly. See.
What's the statute of limitations in the state? Let's see here. Asking. Zach clarified his question. If he has an employee that drives a customer home and gets into an accident, what is my liability in that situation?
That's kind of like a service that they could offer, but yeah, you would. That one's kind of a rough one because if it's not a company vehicle, it would probably go under the garage keepers or the general liability because it's bodily injury.
General liability.
And property damage.
If I can add something there too, this is where Dave comes in for you guys with your how you set your business up. I had a shop in Logan, and this was a little different than what you're asking there, Zach. But one of my techs had taken a customer back to Smithfield, and on the way back, a lady ran a stop sign, and it was a T. He had the main, and she was coming in like that, and he tagged her. She was pregnant, killed her and the baby. And it was in a customer's car. But the thing that, and this was 30, 25 years ago, the thing that started helping us was, one, we were an LLC and we had an umbrella coverage, and they looked at it and they hadn't paid their insurance. The husband and the wife had not paid their car insurance for 2 months. And the insurance company was great and said, just pay those 2 months and we'll handle it. And it didn't even affect me. So not only insurance guys, you've got to set your businesses up properly too and have those umbrellas. I will never go without an umbrella again.
Yeah, that's, when it comes to liability, Zach, it's wide open. It depends on what a judge decides. It depends on what a jury decides, if it goes that far. So, even if your employee's driving that customer home in his own car, technically he's the one liable, but because you allowed it to happen, a judge, a jury could look at it and say, well, hey, the business was responsible for that. They gave permission for that employee to do it, so they have culpability in this as well. And so, like Marvin and Angie both have said, that additional umbrella policy is critical for a business owner.
And Dave brought up a fact that I forgot to mention. Every one of my work orders was signed, and there's a disclaimer in there that says that on the legality. So, guys, you cannot go into business and not dot your I's and cross your T's. You can't. You can lose everything besides your tools being stolen.
Yeah.
And, do we have more questions, Eric?
Yes, Kane Dixon says, so a shop owner needs what, 5 different policies? Going down the list, we've talked about policy. I imagine that this is kind of lumped into, insurance is a long document. I've seen the coverage policies and this, that, and the other. I imagine all these things are spelled out. They get rolled into one nice, neat package in a sense.
Yes, a lot of them can. For the most part, if you are a business owner that has a building that you either own or rent, you can do, it's a business owner policy where it's got the general liability, the building coverage, and you can do the BPP all rolled into one. A lot of them will also you can add the hired and non-owned in case you need to go and test drive the vehicle. So those can be rolled under one. Work comp is a separate one if you need the work comp.
Right. Let's see. Just lost it. There was a question. Zach, we'll come back. We'll finish up yours in just a second. Okay, we'll come back to Zach. So back to the employee driving a vehicle home and gets into an accident. And he says, how do I protect myself from that? With 3 question marks. Important.
3, not 1, Zach.
An umbrella
3.
policy will keep me safe?
So
genuinely
what kind
worried
of what vehicle is being driven? It all depends on that. If you've got a commercial auto, your commercial auto that you're using to take somebody home, like a shuttle, it would be covered under that. It depends on what vehicle you're using. Yeah. But there are also things that you can let your agent know that you're going to offer that service, and they can dig into the policies more and find out what you need to add.
What do you mean their agent? You mean let you know?
Well, yeah, let me know.
There's no other agent here, Angie. You got to delete that out, Eric.
That's what I meant.
I'll edit that out in post-processing, and I'll put that back up on YouTube, and I'll make sure I get your voiceover saying, there is only one agent. It is Angie Blackner.
She's awesome, man. She is. She's freaking great.
So interesting. Another question that specifically kind of spurred on by Kane. A lot of these guys are, let's say they're in rural areas and their shop is next to their house. Is that something that requires its own unique identifiers too?
You can write them separately. I have written policies like that.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's not too wildly hard to do.
What's that?
It's not too wildly hard or uncommon to do. It's
no.
And Kane, there's even more, because she'll be talking about your car insurance and she'll be talking about your house insurance. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things, but you only have to go to one person.
What's the local injury attorney lawyer? One call. That's all. No, she doesn't move his upper lip when he does those commercials. Utah, you've seen that one. So sick and want to knock those teeth out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop, guess I'm editing that out too.
So what do you know, Angie? And I know we brought you on. I don't want to put you on the spot. So what can be an average monthly deal? I mean, it depends on what they're insuring for their tools and all of that, but I guess it just goes by the value you figure out, and then they just figure it from there. So let's say if I have $100,000 worth of tools, can I expect my payment probably be around, I don't know, $100 a month? Or is there, I mean, you can't quote it because I know you can't, that wouldn't be right here, but is it expensive? I mean, it's not expensive if it gets stolen, of course, but comparatively to like car insurance and all of that.
Yeah, compared to car insurance, they've raised their rates. It can be expensive, but it also depends on the carrier too. Sometimes you get a lot of these writing the same policies. They will, if you've got a big group, they can do some different kind of rating for them. Okay. They can average anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on what you want and how much building coverage you need. You've got a lot of bays. Sure. It's a big building. You want more coverage.
Yeah.
And if you want general liability, I mean, most of the time it's 1 million, 2 million limits, but you can also get that umbrella on top of that, because somebody does come into your shop and slips and falls or something happens, then that liability is taken off of you and goes to the insurance company.
Yeah.
So
these guys work too hard for what they have. Yeah.
So that 1,000 to 10,000, that's annually, correct?
Annually, correct. Yeah. I do want to
point out. Not for Travis. Travis, it's going to be monthly. We got to get something out of this somewhere, Travis.
You can do, any policy can do monthly. Some of these can be expensive, but you also want to protect your livelihood. Yeah. These policies can be written off on your taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and guys, just kind of as a gauge for you. Look, my shop, I had an umbrella policy on top of my business policy. Everything all combined. I was right at $5,200 a year, and that was a 2,000 square foot shop. So there's a gauge for you guys that are thinking about going out.
And you guys know I'm going to say this, and this is why you raise your rates again. You don't pay this out of your pocket. The customer absorbs this. You don't absorb it. That's the thing. These guys that think that, oh, I raised my rates 10%, inflation went up 20, and I'm still behind the 8 ball, and I wonder why. No, the customer pays this. This is reflected in what you're charging the consumer.
I mean, how many times have I gone looking at, like the various local yard sale sites? Hey, I need a handyman or a mechanic that's licensed, insured, and bonded. Well, you want that, you're going to pay for it. You're not going to, we're not talking about, Bubba under the willow tree with his, sorry, I'm going to pick on the F-Bodies, 82 Camaro up on cinder blocks.
Yeah.
He's not going to be insured properly, and you're kind of taking your stuff into your own hands on that one. But no, to do it right, to make sure we're covered, that's really what it's going to take. And Zach comes back and says he's going to need to make a list of questions because he wants to make sure his backside is covered in any situation that has the potential to ruin him.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what Angie will do, is get you together with you on a one-on-one so you can figure that out. I mean, that's the personality of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Bobby says, hey, I resemble that remark. Yep, Bobby, I picked on the F-Bodies. And Pat Grant says, that's where they belong.
Go, Pat. Go, Pat.
Bobby, I'm going to let you and Pat duke it out in the comments there.
Yeah, really. Okay, Travis has one. We had a 1 million policy in Garage Keeper on the last shop. It was about $1,550 a month. So your prices are in line. I look forward to talking with you about current shop going, so that'll be good.
I actually have quite a few carriers, and I'm a little bit unique because a lot of agents will work for their carriers. I actually work for my clients. She does. I will go above and beyond and make sure I get the best policy for the lowest premium.
Yeah. I remember her sending that to me, and that was great. And like I said, I don't know if we've exhausted the tool side, but guys, now you're starting to talk about your personal car coverages, your home coverages, even renter's insurance. You're renting, you should have renter's insurance. What other types of things, Angie, do you have to offer and can comment on that?
As far as personal lines?
Yeah, any of that stuff. Because again, like you said, if it's all bundled in one deal, it's all going to be a little better pricing for everything entailed anyway, right?
Right. Yeah, we've got, we also do their article floaters. Like you can list anything on your policy as far as jewelry, guns, art, anything like that. You can also, you've got a lot of tools at home. You can list those on there as well. We've got the umbrella policies. We do have landlord policies. So say you own a house and you rent it out. You can write a policy as well with your homeowners and your auto, and you can get a discount on all of them. It's like a bundle.
Yeah, you mentioned the personal umbrella policies. And guys, one of the things that you might want to think about, even if you work for a business, if you work on a vehicle, something happens and somebody gets hurt, and that vehicle went out, there is a strong possibility that Eric's favorite gentleman, that one call does it all, is going to not only go after the business owner, they're going to come after you as well because you were the one who performed the work.
Yeah.
That's one thing to think about. It's a rare occasion that would happen, but it could.
And everybody may laugh, but there is another insurance for that, and it's like an errors and omissions. So you would kind of want that because it does protect you if somebody comes back to sue you for that.
Oh, that's good to know. Errors of omission. Oh, well, we probably need one for Eric on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, for me. That's cool. I did not know that.
All right.
As I recall, those E&Os are really inexpensive policies, if I remember correctly.
It depends on what kind of policy and what profession you're in, but yes, they can be.
Let's see here. Travis has got an interesting comment here. He
Really
says, so I
good
just
one.
thought of something.
Yeah.
We actually ran into an issue with our prior carrier. We bought 2 little economy cars with the intention of turning them into loaner cars, and our insurance shut that down fast. Have you dealt with that type of situation? Not that he's at that point yet, but having a loaner car to run around in for customers. Is that
That's kind of also, it depends on the carrier, because that's a huge liability for them to use a company vehicle. So I guess it just depends on if you're actually looking for that. We would need to talk about it and see what carriers would offer that.
Gotcha? That's something that need to be evaluated. Zach comes back and says, can a small business still be profitable with everything that needs to be covered?
Absolutely. You're not paying for it. The consumer is, Zach.
It really can.
No, and I realize that a lot of this is overwhelming, and it's easy to get sticker shock. I mean, heck, I've gone shopping for my own personal insurances and been, holy crap, you can't be serious.
But, then look on the other side of that. You're a business owner and you don't want to get the insurance because you don't have the money. Something happens, you're out 40, 50 grand. That can shut you down completely. So the $2,000 compared to 40, 50 grand.
And that's just in the attorney's fees. You haven't even talked about what they're going to sue you for.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, anything that you go to an attorney for anymore is I think, well, I know my mom was going through it. It was a $6,000 retainer right off the bat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 1 year's worth of insurance. So, and it's a sue happy world, and stuff happens, and I would never go without it.
And rates vary all the time with carriers. It just depends on what's going on. Everybody's coming off of COVID. There's a lot more distracted drivers. So personal autos have gone up a lot, but they also can go down at certain times. It's just trying to shop the market.
Yeah. And
Zach comes back. That's right.
Yeah. So Zach comes back and says, I get that I need the insurance, but I need to be competitive with the guys in the market around me. I'm pretty sure they all have a similar kind of insurance burden.
Yes. Yes. Everybody's experience is the same.
Or they don't, and they're flying where I wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach, you know what you know, and you've got to differentiate yourself. There's non-professionals and there's professionals out there. And as a professional, you have to pay and you have to charge them. It's just the way it is.
And it depends on, what kind of, if you're going to a brokerage, say, this is just an example. I've been quoting a construction guy. I've gotten 5 different quotes and they range completely different for all the same thing. So it depends on the carrier. And that's why I take extra time to find everything you need and the best.
That's what I liked about Angie, guys, was that she did do that, and she gave me multiple. She led the choice to me when it was done, even for the car insurances, and I did end up saving about $1,000 a year. So she left that to me. Kevin asked, "Do credit scores affect insurance prices, Angie?"
It depends on which state you're in. I do know Nevada does rate off of credit.
I think Kevin's in a state of
confusion.
But it also, if it's in a business name, it can rate off of your business as well.
Yeah, I think Kevin's in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina,
yeah.
Okay.
Got a lot of guys in South Carolina that follow the Mechanic Alliance stuff.
And Alabama and Georgia and Virginia. Got a lot of guys over there.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee too, Florida.
Tennessee.
It's like all that East Coast stuff. Beautiful area. Guys, I may be moving back there sometime soon. We're working on that.
You keep telling us that.
I just can't get fired from my day job. Jeez.
You're not trying hard enough.
I'm trying to kick you out. Just keep coming back.
Yeah, we got to be careful what we say about that because we don't want the tech giants coming in and censoring this.
Yeah.
No. So that's some really good information, and I don't know for a fact, like I said, guys, it's really going to be a conversation with her one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we can say, hey, here's all the insurance information you need, there's so many unique such things that make your situation different from, everyone else that you're going to be able to, it's going to have to be tailored. And
Right.
Angie's the one to be able to get it squared up for you the way that it's going to work. Let's see. So we're losing viewers. No, come back, viewers. Anyways, so guys that are still watching, any questions, comments left before we wrap this up and move on with our evening? Crickets. I need a cricket sound effect.
Yeah, you do. You go with the Viking hat or a kazoo or something.
Zach says, "What's a good time to call tomorrow?" He's in Central Time. He's sure his call is going to take a while.
I usually get to work about 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and I'm there till 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So I think they're
Zach,
2 hours ahead of us.
Central, one ahead of us.
Oh, one ahead of us. Yeah.
Travis has already emailed her.
Whoa.
Okay.
There's a progressive guy. Guys, you know, like I think we said in the beginning there, is first off, you need to get with Dave and your accounting and your legal entity setups. You've got that done. And then you've got to move on to Angie to make sure that you're covered. I mean, it does. I working with the big companies I had to sit in on some of those where one particular one, a person had died and it was in mediation, and you don't ever want to be there. I didn't want to be there as a national trainer. It's just not good. There's just no reason not to have it. It is what it is. It costs what it costs. And for what I've seen, she gets us the best prices. So,
yep.
As far as the business owner goes, if you can, it's better to put your business in an LLC so that if something does catastrophic happen, then you're not personally, it's the business, not you personally.
Yeah.
Makes
Absolutely.
Sense. So the biggest takeaway that I've got is don't go out in the business world without an umbrella policy.
Right.
Like don't go out in the rain without an umbrella.
Yep.
Saved me. I was blown away. I learned from experience. It was just amazing. I didn't have to do anything. I was scared to death. I mean, my guy killed a lady. It wasn't his fault, but she ran the stop sign. And here I had already 2 shops going and been in the business and a great house on the hill and all that. And I can't tell you, I can tell you, I wasn't sleeping at night, but it just worked out. It was just, everything was done right. So.
All right. Yeah. Kevin says umbrella and LLC. I don't think you can go wrong with that one.
Right.
Anyways, guys, we'll end it off here as, now everybody's brains are saturated on overload. We're going to have to take a while to digest.
Yeah.
We're going to wake up comatose in the morning going, oh, there's a lot of information last night. I guess I better go watch that one again. Nice thing is it's up on here and YouTube, so you can always go catch us anytime.
And you can just call Angie and she'll walk you through it.
That's probably the easiest option as opposed to having to wade through this again. But by all means, give it a watch. Get the information you need. Angie Blackner of Omni Insurance Brokerage, reading off the ticker, 888-989-9986. So
fantastic.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, Angie.
We will catch you next Tuesday.
And don't forget to sign up on Mechanic Alliance.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right. How dare I forget that?
Yeah.
Right there. Mechanicalliance.com.
She's not giving you the deal until you're signed up. Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.